Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So, today is a weird mowing day. And to kind of explain that better, a lot of times people say that you should mow like one way and then mow a different way. That way you don't want to developing ruts. And for me, I normally do a north and south day, an east and west day, and then the weird day. So the weird day, you can see I went around the shed a lot and it goes all the way out to here around the shed. I go around that tree, around this tree, and I kind of do the trim work in here a little bit different than I would normally, and then around the fire pit. So it winds up making a really weird set of tracks. So this runs this way, comes up here, around that, up this way, back here, around the tree, and then down. And then this section here, I use as a spin around point. So as I'm heading down this way, I've already run multiple curves around here. So as I head down this way, I'll run out of area to mow. So I'll take and I'll turn up this way, spin around, come up, and then follow the curve again. And then the thought process is that I'm driving over this section here, which is normally a straight line section, in circular patterns to try and help knock down any kind of ruts I might be building. Whether or not it works, I don't know, but it works in my head. So it winds up being a pretty weird cut, and then you wind up driving a lot. So like even over here, as this is cut and that over there is cut, you wind up pulling the same kind of loops and loops and loops over there. And eventually you're left with what I have right here, a small D-shaped pattern to finish cutting. And I kind of like the weird days just because on the normal days, back here, I'm just running back and forth straight. So there's this hole, more or less right here. And it's a good, pretty good sized hole, or depression. And it's easily, probably 2 knuckles deep compared with the area around it. And on these weird days is normally where I find it with the lawnmower. So a little bit later, whenever we go to do the second application of tenacity, what I'll do is I'll take the leftover topsoil, fill it in here, and then spray the topsoil down with tenacity and then overseed over it. So hopefully that'll help fill in this little dip. And it's not a big deal. It's not something where you're gonna walk the lawn and trip and fall or something like that. But if you're playing with the boys and one of them sees a squirrel somewhere over here, good luck holding back one of them. So they're both 65 to 70 pounds. But if you got both of them and they're really eager to get to a squirrel that's suddenly climbing up a tree, good luck not tripping in that hole. So this large side yard section, I cut normal this time, so the north and south way. Every now and then I'll do an east and west, but like last week you can still kind of see the lines. I did my diagonal cut, and the diagonal cut is kind of the same theory as what I do with the weird cut in the backyard, and it's just a different direction to go. And then normally I wind up taking big swoops, coming back around and going back down. That way, where normally this, like the edges and stuff like that, are just straight up and backs, that gets a little bit of a drive around in it. That way it helps maybe knock down any kind of ruts that might be forming. Just in case you're kind of curious as to what the chances are of ruts actually forming. So I edged the sidewalk earlier today, and this used to be a fair amount taller than the sidewalk, but between edging and every time I mow, I put one of the front drive tires right on like the edge right here. So I put the front tire right in the center of it, so it gets hit with both the front tire and the rear tire trying to knock it down. And this has actually shrank over the last probably year, 2 years. So it used to be much higher and would actually cause a problem where, you know, if there was rain coming up and over the side, it would actually pool here. Now the rain doesn't pool here anymore. So by always running in the same spot every time, you're going to cut little ruts in there. Just how big the ruts are going to be, I don't know. But I definitely know that it's knocked this down a good ways, where it's not quite fully level yet. Some spots are still a little tall, but some spots, it's coming in pretty good. So my goal with the front up here is basically to get this edge nice and flat going into the lawn. If not, have the lawn slightly below grade of the sidewalk. That way water really goes away. Next time you guys see your neighbor mowing the lawn like he's drunk, just going all over the place, he might be trying to just do a weird cut. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll check you next time.